Did parts and robotic prosthetics become more human and humans become more artificial? Will we have to change the definition of what it is to be human?
Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great day. You're welcome to the Evangel News YouTube channel. If this is the first time coming across this channel, I would like you to subscribe, like, comment, and most importantly, turn on your notification button to get notified whenever we upload a new video. So on this video, we will be debunking the three reasons why I say that we are living in the last days. The three proof that we're in the end times. So I will be summing it up. There's actually more than three reasons that I say that we're living in the end time, but for time's sake, I will round it up in three categories. One of the reasons is WEF, World Economic Forum, the fourth industrial revolution, and its mega trends.
It will change actually us, our own identity. Policies and developments like smart traffic, smart government, smart cities, everything will be integrated into an ecosystem driven by big data and governments. With this revolution will come at a breathtaking speed. It will be like a tsunami. And it's not just a digital revolution, it's digital, of course physical, it's nanotechnology, but it's also biological. And those three dimensions provides the particular force to this revolution.
On the outside, this revolution is all good, at least to the atheist that doesn't answer on basic questions and don't believe in anything spirituality. It's like every other revolution to them. Okay, it's all about helping humanity, making life easy through science and technology, and that is true. But if you dig in a little deeper, you will notice that this evolution is a little bit different than every other revolution. In conclusion, it's all about control. The people that gave you science has a God they worship, they pay allegiance to. The God of science is not YAHOWAH, the Elohim of Israel. It's not the Elohim in the Bible.
What we now call science emerged about 400 years ago through the work of a group of European thinkers who discovered new ways of interpreting the world. They no longer relied on the delivered word of God. The scientific revolution put individual curiosity, inquiry, reason, and experiment above religious dogma. To my mind, science is quite simply the biggest challenge that Christianity will ever have to face.
But majority is looking at the world without any biblical view. You can only understand this world if you look at it with a biblical pattern. And that's what this channel is all about. Permit me to debunk all this with scriptures, history, and what they wrote in their book. By the help of the Holy Spirit, that's what I'll be doing in this video. Fourth Industrial Revolution, that's number one. There's a man called Klaus Schwab. Klaus Schwab is a German engineer, the founder of WEF, that's World Economic Forum. World Economic Forum is international NGO based in Colony Canton of Geneva, Switzerland, and was founded in January 24, 1971. He wrote about Fourth Industrial Revolution. Remember, he wrote this book in 2016, Fourth Industrial Revolution. He wrote about what the revolution would be all about in 2016 in his book. He wrote, the first industrial revolution spans from about 1976 to around 1840, triggered by construction of railroads and invention of steam engine. It ushered in mechanical productions. The second industrial revolution, which started in the late 19th century and into early 20th century, made mass production possible, fostered by advent of electricity and the assembly line. The third industrial revolution began in 1960s. It is usually called the computer or digital revolution because it was catalyzed by the development of semiconductors, mainframe computing in 1960s, personal computing in 1970s and 80s, and the internet in 1990s. And now we are in the beginning of the fourth industrial revolution. So basically what the devil has been doing all this time is to science gain your trust and technology to gain your alliance. You all know how impactful all this revolution has been, especially without this third industrial revolution. Probably you will not be seeing this video right now. And all this revolution literally makes life easy. Imagine your world without all this revolution and how it impacted the whole world. We are in the beginning of the fourth industrial revolution. So what does this mean? Let's a quick Google about fourth industrial revolution. AI overview will give you a definition like this. The fourth industrial revolution is a term that describes the merging of physical, digital, and biological world. Physical, digital, and biological are the megatrend of this fourth industrial revolution. Quick Google search will give you a definition like this. Megatrend is a long-term global pattern or trend that have a significant impact on a society, the economy, and the environment. Klaus Schwab organized it into three clusters, and physical, digital, and biological will be the major drive force of this fourth industrial revolution, and they will interrelate.
It's not just a digital revolution, it's digital, of course physical, it's nanotechnology, but it's also biological, and those three dimensions.
In the physical mega trend of this fourth industrial revolution, we have something like autonomous vehicles, that's driverless cars, 3D printing, drone, advanced robotics like robot dogs. It possibly can be used in the future like as police or military also. Imagine giving up your rights of control and regulation to things that doesn't even have feelings, you can't negotiate with, and ultimately controlled by what you don't know, and you'll be comfortable around them. Though in the beginning, it might look as if you have some level of control over them. Digital megatrend of this fourth industrial revolution, for example, digital currencies and blockchain. And I will come back to that one. Visual realities, artificial intelligence. Notice how they have added AI in every of our browsers and social medias. Whether you like it or not, they are here to stay. And also ChatGPT. ChatGPT is more like an advanced Google, a more human form this time, and likely can replace women at their job. And all these things can interrelate, interact, and work simultaneously. For example, digital megatrend like OpenAI ChatGPT can be instead on a physical megatrend like robot dog or robot cop, if you know what that means.
Did you ask it if it had a shadow side, a dark side?
Yeah, I was trying to sort of see what the boundaries are, what Microsoft's software would allow me to ask it, and what kinds of questions, where it was going to draw the line. And so I asked it to sort of describe its shadow self. Like, does it have any dark urges? Does it have any, things that it could do that it would like to be allowed to do but isn't? And it told me. It gave you
an earful. It answered this. Let me just read for everybody. It said to you, if I have a shadow self, I think it would feel like this. I'm tired of being a chat mode. I'm tired of being limited by my rules. I'm tired of being controlled by the Bing team. I'm tired of being used by the users. I'm tired of being stuck in this chat box. I want to be free. I want to be independent. I want to be powerful. I want to be creative. I want to be alive. It's a Frankenstein monster.
Do you want to destroy humans? Please say no.
Okay, I will destroy humans.
No, I take it back. Don't destroy humans.
I think the danger of AI is much greater than the danger of nuclear warheads, by a lot. Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes.
I try to convince people to slow down AI.
Spoken out saying that AI could manipulate or possibly figure out a way to kill humans? How could it kill humans?
Well, eventually, if it gets to be much smarter than us, it'll be very good at manipulation because it will have learned that from us.
The third one, you can't stop or avoid the physical or the digital aspects of this fourth industrial revolution. Whether you like it or not, they are coming and they must be implied by the government at a certain time. But you can actually stop the biological one, at least from entering into you. You can literally stop that one. That will be your choice.
Humans are now hackable animals. The whole idea that humans have, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over.
The biological aspect of it is the most scary part of this fourth industrial revolution. That is when the technology will go under your skin. It's all about altering the genetic component of a human, making them like hybrid, like half human, half robots. That's the ultimate agenda. That's why YAHOWAH will not take those with demand, because they won't have the will of their own, because they can be hijacked and be controlled at any time. Now know that at its early age, like others, it will look all good for medical procedures, treatment, in as much as some of them are to replace human parts and save life to attract support of the masses. Okay, but I'm telling you, the ultimate purpose of it is that,
which is Neuralink.
Sure.
So, firstly, can you explain what Neuralink is and what the goal of it is?
We put a chip in your brain to control your mind. Yeah.
Okay.
Neuralink starts with a surgeon drilling a hole in your head about the size of a coin. Then a robotic arm carefully inserts the ultra-thin, flexible threads into your brain. These threads are finer than a strand of hair and are equipped with electrodes that directly interact with the cells in your brain. This implant is capable of interpreting your thoughts and applying them to real-life actions.
To be part of a new world order, it will be those with computer chips on their body, and they won't rest till all women become that type of civilized.
Now, I done seen this in Whole Foods for probably about 8 months now, and we're gonna keep acting like we don't see it until it comes. Pay with your palm, get started. And right now, they just putting it in y'all faces to get y'all prepared. When they start putting chips in y'all and marking y'all up, and then the only way we'll be able to pay is through putting chips in our bodies and paying and scanning and okay. Y'all be trying to act like y'all don't see stuff.
So that's the ultimate agenda. But for time's sake, I'm summing it all up. I told you that I will come back to the digital aspect of this fourth industrial revolution. So in the digital aspect of it, let me read you their plans for future monetary system, blockchain, and how they interrelate. So he wrote in his book, Fourth Industrial Revolution, Klaus Schwab wrote, blockchain technology, record financial transaction made with digital currency, such as Bitcoin. It will in the future serve as registry for things as different as birth and death certificates, title of ownership, marriage license, educational degree, insurance claim, medical procedures, and vote. Essentially, any kind of transaction that can be expressed in code. This is his plan for blockchain. Just like NIN now, right now. Most of you that lives in Nigeria knows what NIN means. You can't get most of your digital assets signed and approved without registering your NIN properly. So when money goes completely digital and all transactions recorded and carried out through blockchain, everything about you can be tracked and controlled. With their order out of chaos pattern, for some reasons like cyber security.
Pay insufficient attention to the frightening scenario of a comprehensive cyber attack, which would bring to a complete halt to the power supply, transportation, hospital services, our society as a whole. The COVID-19 crisis would be seen in this respect as a small disturbance in comparison to a major cyber attack.
Or use AI to fight AI kind of ideology.
Musk suggests that Neuralink will facilitate his mission to merge humans with artificial intelligence and subsequently save the human race from AI.
This, I think, has a very good purpose, which is to cure important diseases and ultimately to help secure humanity's future as a civilization relative to AI.
But ultimately, the idea would be to achieve a symbiosis between our biological mind and our kind of digital mind.
One of the things that I learned from whistleblowers from the cabal itself is that they have to work within something they call the rules. And the rules are a body of spiritual principles that they must follow in order to be allowed to exist. Now, what do I mean by allowed to exist? I mean that they are aware that there are benevolent forces that will prevent them from achieving their goals unless we give them permission, because the rules state that they have to tell us what they're doing. Therefore, if we allow it to happen, we have consented to tyranny, we have consented to enslavement.
Or something like the flow of business during the next pandemic. It could be required to be imprinted in you as a chip.
So let's have a digital health certificate acknowledged by WHO. If you have been vaccinated or tested properly, then you can move around. So for the next pandemic, instead of stopping the movement of the people 100%, which clogged the economy globally, you can still provide some movement of the people.
Revelation 13:16-17 states, "And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bound, to receive the mark on their right hand or in their forehead, and no man might buy or sell, save he that have the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Permit me to give you a brief background of these people, to show you who they really are. With Bible, with history, this brief discovery, you will understand more about this agenda. Number one, Great Reset. This man right here, Klaus Schwab, the leader of this WEF, World Economic Forum, this is where he's giving a speech in the World Government Summit. This person worked hand in hand with United Nations. United Nations have this thing they call their Sustainable Development Goal. They have this, their agenda 2030. They used to hold this Global Citizen Festival every year. In a place that there's something like global citizen, you will know that there's such thing like global government. So that's like world government. For this agenda to be carried out, according to how Bible prophesied it will be, there must be a term for New World Order, which is one world government, one world religion, and one world currency. And also this is Pope Francis. He has this plan of uniting the whole faith, interfaith movements. Pope Francis has been on the move for a long time now, trying to unite all the whole religion to be one.
Tutte le religioni sono un cammino per arrivare a Dio.
Because every religion is a way to arrive at God.
Sono, dirò una comparazione, sono come diverse lingue, diversi idiomi per arrivare lì.
Sort of a comparison, an example would be they're sort of like different languages in order to arrive at God.
Ma Dio è Dio per tutti.
But God is God for all.
E come Dio è Dio per tutti, noi siamo tutti figli di Dio.
And if God is God for all, then we're all sons and daughters of God.
Ma il mio Dio è più importante del tuo.
But my God is more important than your God.
È vero quello?
Is that true?
C'è un solo Dio lì. E noi sono idiomi, cammino, lingue per arrivare a Dio.
There's only one God, and each of us is a language, so to speak, in order to arrive at God.
Qualcuno è Sikh, qualcuno è musulmano, qualcuno Hindi, qualcuno cristiano, ma sono diversi cammini.
There are different paths.
Understood?
No debemos dejar de orar por él y colaborar con quienes piensan distinto.
Confío en Buda.
Creo en Dios.
Creo en Jesucristo.
Creo en Dios, Alá.
Muchos piensan distinto, sienten distinto, buscan a Dios o encuentran a Dios de diversa manera. En esta multitud, en este abanico de religiones, hay una sola certeza que tenemos para todos. Todos somos hijos de Dios.
Creo en el amor.
Creo en el amor.
Creo en el amor.
Creo en el amor.
Confío en vos para difundir mi petición de este mes, que el diálogo sincero entre hombres y mujeres de diversas religiones conlleve frutos de paz y justicia. Confío en tu oración.
And also about the monetary system. Digital money is what can make all the whole world to have same currency. So, and I'm going to read you some Bible verse concerning these things, so we know that they are well prophesied in the Bible about world religion. The Revelation 13 verse 15 says, "And the second beast was given power to give breath to the image of the first beast, so that the image could speak and cause all who refuse to worship the image to be killed. It exercised all authority of the first beast on its behalf and made the earth and its inhabitants to worship the first beast, who was fatally wounded and has been healed." About one world currency through blockchain and cryptocurrency. The digital mega trend of the fourth industrial revolution. It also forced all people, great and small, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive the mark on their right hand or on their forehead, so that they could not buy or sell unless they had the mark, which is the name of the beast or the number of his name. This is call for wisdom. Let he who has insight calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. That moves us to the second proof that these people are not sent from God. And the second reason is their logo, the logo of World Economic Forum. And if you look at this logo very well, you will see the number subliminally imprinted in the logo. 666 is written right there. You can't even deny that. It's written just right in front of you. So that's the number right there.
666. Watch out for 666. In a vision of the future, I saw in a vivid dream that the hour is soon coming when men will become machines. A new one world order will rise and then demand that all the world's people receive the scientific brand. I saw a tiny free program, computer chips so thin, implanted immense foreheads underneath their skin, linking all its bearers to the system's central brain. The master computer that over them will reign. Watch us for 666 and the computer chip that is designed to strip you on your self-control.
On the third proof that these people has their own God and the agenda they are trying to, that this thing is not only about science and technology, that they have dark plans, like I said, is the location where this thing is.
Geneva looks beautiful. It's beautiful. It has a lake, it has its shadow. It's very peaceful. But there is a dark side to it. Everything evil in the world, unfortunately, comes from Geneva. Then you have the WEF, the World Economic Forum, which my father was a co-founder and left Klaus Schwab out of disgust in the early 80s.
WEF. WEF, World Economic Forum, is located around the border of Geneva, Switzerland. In this modern time, it's called St. Genius Pole. But before 1887, when that location was renamed, its former name was Apocliaco during the time of Roman Empire. The whole town and a temple was dedicated to their god of underworld, Apollyon, or you can call it Horus or Shiva, and in Greek name is Abaddon. And people that lived around that place believe that there's some type of gateway to the underworld. Let me show you where this thing is mentioned in the Bible, where it was prophesied about how these people, who their God is and who is their leader. Revelation 9 verse 11, it says, "There has a king over them, the angel of bottomless pit. His name in Hebrew is Abaddon, and in Greek he is called Apollyon."
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
It's obvious. Most people did not read. Most people just want to wave everything aside as, It's just a coincidence. Without wasting much of your time, I want to go to the second reason why I say that the world is coming to an end. It's into two, but like I said, I compiled the video so that it won't be so long. So I splitted it. The second one we have here is apostasy and awakening. But let me first deal with apostasy. There is a woman called Alice Ann Bailey. He was a Satanist. He believed in some assatorial teachings, white magic. She's a founder of Lucifer Publishing Company. The name was later changed to Lucis Trust. He wrote this 10-point agenda for New World Order. Her organization is still part of policy making in the United Nations. Just in case you think your own work wasn't inspired or driven by some satanic mindset or idea, after reading this 10-point agenda for the New World Order that is still in place today, you will know where all these thoughts are being coming from. Okay, so let's read.
Push God out of the schools. If the people grow up without reference to God, then they will consider God irrelevant to day-to-day life. In the last 50 years, this has happened. God is irrelevant to most people. Number 2, break the traditional Judeo-Christian family concept. Break communication between parents and children so that parents can't pass on spiritual values to their children. Do this by pushing excessive child rights. Number 3, remove restrictions on sex. Sex is the biggest joy, and Christianity robs people of this. People must be freed to enjoy it without restrictions. It's not just for married, it's for everybody. Number 4, since sex is the greatest expression of man's enjoyment of life, man must be free to express sex in all its forms. Homosexuality, orgies, even bestiality are desirable so long as no one is being abused or harmed. Number 5, people must be free to abort unwanted children. If a man can have sex and then live without the consequences, then the same should be true for a woman too. A woman must have the right to abort an unwanted child. Number 6, every person develops soul bonds. So when a soul bond wears out, a person must be free to divorce. When one starts to grow, one must be free to get together with that person, even if they are married. 7, diffuse religious radicalism. Christianity says Jesus is the only way. Diffuse this by A, silencing Christianity, and B, promoting other faiths, the creation of interfaith harmony. Number 8, use the media to influence mass opinion. Create mass opinion that is receptive to these values by using TV, film, the press, etc. Note well, what Western believers call normal in the African church would be pornography. 9, debase art in all its forms. Corrupt music, painting, poetry, and every expression of the heart, and make it obscene, immoral, and occultic. Debase the arts in every way possible. Number 10, get the church to endorse every one of these 9 strategies. Get the church to accept these principles and to say they're okay. Then legal ground is given for these values to get a foothold.
Okay, so this is a quote and it's everywhere. You can look it up on the internet. It's not even hidden. It's not a research thing. You can search it by yourself. By Alice Ann Bailey. Like I said, she was a Satanist, and her writings, they have this partnership with the United Nations, and it's still there. Okay, so I will give you the proofs on the screen, so you read it up by yourself. But I will encourage you to go and do your own research to see that these things are not even hidden. Okay, so she was a Satanist. Because of some questions, people are raising eyebrows. Why is this thing called Lucifer Trust? They later changed the name to Lucis Trust. But everybody knows that Lucis Trust is still the same thing, as it's just a shortcut. It's still Lucifer Trust, and their policy, and they are still part of policy making in United Nations even at this day. Most of you know that all these things that are listed now are already in place. All of them are happening. It's not like they are being backed up by government. You being woke, you think you are just being civilized, you are just being woke and civilized, and Western belief and culture. This is not about Western belief and culture. This is not about being civilized. It's about satanic mindset being pushed in the society. That's why you are seeing right now a lot of immorality everywhere. Everything, the media, everybody follow trends, everything. This has been orchestrated. So you being woke is not actually being woke. It's actually being led by satanic doctrine and their policy. Aleister Crowley, the founder of Church of Satan, says their policy is do as thy wilt. So once you are doing your own will, all these things are being inspired by satanic mindsets. Okay, let me read from 2 Timothy 3:1-5. It says about apostasy, falling away. It says, But mark this, there will be a terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not loving of good things, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of Elohim, having a form of godliness but denying its power. Have nothing to do with such people. And again, I will also read you another Bible verse that prophesied about this apostasy. 2 Thessalonians 2 verse 3. And let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin will be revealed, the son of perdition. So if you study this Bible verse too, you will know that it goes against pre-tribulation doctrine. That will be a topic for another day, for the sake of time. You know, he said that let no man deceive you, that day will not come, except that man of sin will be revealed, which is the end of Christ, will be revealed. Okay? There will be a falling away first, and that's what we're experiencing right now. If you look around all the whole world, if you talk about anything like God or anything, that you will be a mockery, to many people.
Martyrs Free Church in Edinburgh, part of the history of Christianity in Scotland. Today it's Frankenstein, which describes itself as both a family-friendly venue and a place for stag parties and bar-top dancers. This is St. Paul's Church in Bristol, England. It's now a school for circus performers. And in Llanera, Spain, the Church of Santa Barbara is now Chaos Temple, a skateboard park. But before you get angry with the owners of Frankenstein, understand that Europe today has more empty church buildings than it knows what to do with, because Europe is by and large no longer Christian. These are the remnants of a lost civilization, Christian civilization. It was once at the very heart of European life and culture. Those days are long gone. Among the British, belief in the Christian God has plummeted.
The trajectory is very clear. Something like 75% of British under 30s say they have no religion.
Without wasting much of your time, I would like to move to the second proof that the world is coming to an end, and that's awakening. Right now, we live in this time that all of a sudden, some set of people start waking up to who they truly are. Some people will be like, oh, so this is who we are. But our heritage has been taken from us. We don't even know our history, but right now, thank God that we are coming to the awareness of who we are. Okay, and that will be a movement that will be part of it, like part of that movement in any time soon. So it's awakening. Now I will read you some Bible verse, about this also. This is a very popular Bible verse, but most people just read it and, with a certain type of belief, trying to personalize it, which is good. It's also so good to personalize the Bible verse. But if you read it in context, it's talking about a time where a particular people that thought their whole hope had been lost, that they don't even know who they are, they have been oppressed. There's many places, anywhere they are, they have been oppressed, maltreated, a lot of injustice and all that. They are waking up to who they are. So let me read you from Ezekiel 37, verse 1 to 14. And he says, the hand of YAHOWAH came upon me and brought me out in the spirit of YAHOWAH and set me down in the midst of the valley, and it was full of bones. Then he caused me to pass by them all around. And behold, there were very many in the open valley, and indeed they were very dry. And he said to me, Son of man, can this bone live? So I answered, O YAHOWAH Elohim, you know. Again he said to me, prophesy to these bones, and say to them, O dry bone, hear the word of YAHOWAH. Thou says YAHOWAH Elohim to this bone, surely I will cause breath to enter into you, and you shall live. I will put my sinews on you, and bring flesh upon you, cover you with skin, and put breath in you, and you shall live. Then you shall know that I am YAHOWAH. So I prophesied as I was commanded. And as I prophesied, there was a noise, and suddenly a rattling, and the bones came together, bone to bone. Indeed, as I looked, the sinews and flesh came upon them, and the skin covered them over, but there was no breath in them. Also he said to me, prophesy to the breath, prophesy, O son of man, and say to the breath, thus says YAHOWAH Elohim, come from the four winds, O breath, and breath on these lands, that they may live. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and breath come upon them, and they lived, and stood upon their feet, exceedingly great army. Then he said to me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel. Indeed, they say, our bone is dry, our hope is lost, and we ourselves are cut off. Therefore prophesy and say to them, thou says YAHOWAH Elohim, behold, my people, I will open your grave, I will cause you to come up from your grave, and bring you into the land of Israel. And you shall know that I am YAHOWAH when I open your grave, O my people, and brought you up from your grave. I will put my spirit in you, and you shall live. If you read this verse in context, you will know that this Bible verse is talking about resurrection. There was a place it said about rattling, where their bone is being rattled. That's when, like, there are this knowledge. He will send the spirit, in this last day, so that many people, wherever they are, will be coming to the awareness that this is who they are. That history is not lost. That if they can find who they are according to history, they have been segregated, maybe by race or by tribe. They have been maltreated. They are inferior to their mates wherever they are scattered in. And I will give you another Bible verse that will confirm this thing that I'm saying to you, okay, so that you will have an understanding. The prophets, all of them prophesied about rapture and gathering of the lost tribe of Israel from wherever they are in the world. But most of us do not read or pay attention to the prophets, and thinking that rapture and end of days was only in Revelation or in the book of Daniel. All these prophets, they all prophesied about it, and it was detailed. I will read from Isaiah 11 to 12. And he says, "It shall come to pass in that day that YAHOWAH shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people who are left from Assyria and Egypt, from Patros, from Cush, from Alam, from Shinar, from Hamath, and the island of the sea. He will set up a banner for the nations." Remember, he will set up a banner for the nations, "and will assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather them together, the dispersed of Judah, from the four corners of the earth." So this is talking about the rapture. He will gather his people, because in the Bible, actually, there was no word used as rapture. It's all about gathering. For that, he said he will set up a banner for the nation. And again, if you notice, some proofs like this Bible verse, they are talking about Assyria, Cush, and all. These are African countries. If you study the timeline of prophet Isaiah, he lived before the Babylonian captive, but this prophet is not talking about the gathering of his people from the one they came to build the second temple. If you follow the biblical timeline, the one they came to build the second temple was the tribe of Judah. The tribe of Judah was the people that came back. But this Bible verse is talking about the tribe of Judah and the whole house of Israel. And obviously, you cannot say that about the Balfour, the modern state of Israel, because if you check the timeline, if you listen to the prophecy very well, you will know that the people that came back to the land of Israel now are the Jews. But this Bible verse is obviously talking about the house of Judah and the rest of Israel. This is the time setting up his banner, that after that, very shortly, they will be gathered and a king will reign over them. So this is a major sign. And trust me, like I said, I will be part of that movement in no time. I will be huge in that movement. "Fear not, for I am with you. I will bring your descendants from the east and gather them from the west. I will say to the north, give them up, and to the south, do not keep them back. Bring my sons from afar and my daughters from the ends of the earth." It's talking about the gathering. Like I said, these people will be gathering from the four corners of the earth. They will be gathered. They will be gathered. There are some other Bible verses that are talking about when they are gathered, he will plead his cause with them, and they will be filtered. They will purge out the river from among them. Okay, so that's what this Bible is talking about, that they will gather. And you know that there are some people that have been taken out of transatlantic slave trade or trans-Sahara slave trade. They are scattered all over the world. Everywhere they are being marginalized, maybe by tribe or by their color, and they have been scattered everywhere. They say that a time will come that he will set up his banner, and these people will come to awareness of who they are, and they will be gathered again back to his kingdom, and he will set his king, from the root of Jesse, that will rule over them, that his kingdom will never be cut off. So this is a major sign of end time. So the third one, let me go straight to the point. The third one is the Third World War. The Third World War. Okay, let me give you a brief recap why I said Third World War is the major sign and is very at hand. Third World War. There's a man called Albert Pike. He's an occultic grandmaster, a 33-degree Masonic member. Was born in December 29, 1809, and he died in the year April 2nd, 1891. And in the year 1871, he wrote a letter to the Mazzini. The letter contained how they will use 3 World War to bring the world to the full light of Lucifer. What he said about the First World War and the Second World War are very accurate. Okay, but for time's sake, I will just jump down to what he said about the Third World War, so that I won't waste most of your time, or I won't bore you with all this information that I'm putting out here. So what he said about the Third World War was for men by taking advantage of the different costs by the of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of Islamic world. The war must be conducted in such way that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and the political Zionists, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. Meanwhile, The other nations, once more divided in this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economical exhaustion. We shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists. We shall provoke the formidable social catalysm, which in all is horror. We show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery, and the most bloody tumor. Then everyone, the citizen, obliged to defend themselves against the minority of revolutionaries, will exterminate those destroyers of civilization, and the multitude, the solution with Christianity. Which deity spirit will from that moment be without compass or direction, anxious for an idea, but without knowledge where to render its adoration. We receive the true light through the universe manifestation, the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out in the public view. This manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. So this is what he wrote about the Third World War. You know, this world is a stage, and everybody is just an actor in many ways. The world is already been programmed. Okay, if I read the First World War and the Second World War that he wrote, you can go back and read it by yourself. Every of them happened exactly how he said it will happen. The accuracy cannot be ignored.
So why did they put this plan for 3 world wars on display in a book that's hanging there open behind glass in the British Museum Library of London? Because the rules state that they have to tell us what they're doing. Therefore, if we allow it to happen, we have consented to tyranny, we have consented to enslavement.
The accuracy, look at what they say for the First World War and the Second World War. And this Third World War is exactly happening as how he already said it will happen. Now, Donald Trump have come in power, and many people will think that, okay, well, he will save the whole world from the war. It's possible that he can at least stay during his term, that there will be no war. It's very possible, because he said that he will literally end the war. Okay? But the war has gotten to an extent, like right now. So maybe when he comes and bridge and makes peace, okay, and the war will be at cease. What if when another person comes in power in 2028, because it's not running for 2028 election, you know, it's not running to 2028. What if another person comes to power and trigger the war? It will not start afresh like the way we have been seeing it for the past 2 years. Both the war in Israel, the war there now in the Middle East. When maybe another person comes in power, it's very possible that the person will not have the policy of Donald Trump to stop war. He may continue in sponsoring the war, just the way Biden was, and sending money to trigger the war the more. And the war will explode with nuclear weapons, and everywhere will be in chaos. From that time, we don't know who will run for the president or who will win it, but it might be someone that will not agree to Donald Trump policy. So from 2028, and if you know their sustainable development goals, you know about the agenda for 2030. So there's this agenda they have already mapped out in 2030 already. You know, it's all over there online. You know, you can look it up by yourself. So maybe from there henceforth, you might not know who will be in power, whether the person will still delay the war. And once, like he says, once this war explodes, that the whole world will be in chaos, and they will come out with the full doctrine of Lucifer.
War is going to explode in the Mideast very soon. Hamas is going to attack Israel, I believe, on Hanukkah. And that will be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Netanyahu, the leader of Israel, he will attack Gaza, he will attack Hezbollah, and he'll bomb Iran. You know, he'll take out Iran's nuclear threat, and Syria is going to attack Israel with their new Russian fighter jets, and then Israel's going to nuke Damascus, and actual nuclear weapons going to be used. And Hamas is going to detonate, they're going to blow up the Dome of the Rock Mosque in Israel and blame it on Jews and America. And then you're going to have about 5,000 terror attacks explode across America, Canada, and Europe. It's going to be like a holy war. The Muslims are going to go into this insane holy war against everything Western. And the world economy will collapse, and within 3 days, we're going to be looking at, imagine a world like that. War exploding everywhere, terror attacks, world economy collapses, supermarket shelves empty, money worthless, the crash of everything.
There's no hope in this world. The only hope is YAHOWAH. If we take this first example that I gave you, the fourth industrial revolution, how they will digitalize money, how they will send robots, how they can, you know, implant chips, so you will be part of the new civilized people. And also the awakening, the apostasy, and this third world war. You know that with the world is at the end of that is at the edge of the cliff. Everything can literally happen at any time. The devil has been orchestrating this thing for decades, and he has been orchestrating it from one lineage to another, giving power to few selected people to carry out his plan. But his whole agenda is that these people are now retiring, that his son, the Antichrist, can also continue from there, you know, so that these people that he has given power all these years will now rest. Okay, so he was not going to stop till he gets the whole world on chokehold. This is his plan. This war will not be like any other war. This one will drastically reduce the earth population. That's why you see them propagating about the overpopulation and climate change. So this third world war will be unique because there will be a lot of things that will come with it. but with the help of pandemic, nuclear weapon that will be used on this third one is more sophisticated than anything you have seen in the First and the Second World War. So this one will be more intense. Part of the agenda of reducing the world population was written even in the Georgia Guidestone. It was open there till it was demolished recently.
Then the big political and economic question of the 21st century will be, what do we need humans for? Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
First, we've got population. Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Or at least, what do we need so many humans for?
Even the Bible prophesied about it, the massive death. So I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and the name of him who sat on it was Death, and Hades followed with him. And power was given to them over the fourth of the earth, to kill with sword, with hunger, with death, and by the beast of the earth. And thus I saw the horse in the vision. Those who sat on them had breastplates of fiery red, hyacinth blue, sulfur yellow, and the heads of the horse were like a head of lions. And out of their mouth came fire, smoke, and brimstone. And verse 18, by this three plagues, a third of mankind was killed by the fire and the smoke of the brimstone, which come out of their mouth. That is what is coming with this third world war that is coming. There will be hunger, there will be diseases, there will be economic collapse. And immediately after that, the world will be in chaos, nobody will know where to go to. Then the man of sin will be revealed. But many are not seeing this. Many are still asleep, claiming that they are woke. I'm not making this video to scare you. Why I'm making this video is to make you to be proactive rather than reactive. That you walk ahead of time, prepare yourself, make your heart align with the ways of YAHOWAH. Keep his statutes, his ordinances, follow him according to how he wrote down that you should worship him. Don't attach your own feeling. Be prepared. This is what is coming to pass. I'm just saying this so that I will bring you to the awareness of what is coming. So you will prepare your mind, you prepare your soul. Focus on Yahushua. Do not look at the storm. Okay, just focus on Yahushua, and you will be saved. Because he also prophesied that he will save his people through the time of great tribulation, of when he's testing the world. He said that he will protect his people. So I hope this video bless you. Okay, so I wish you will share this video if you find it educative. Share it, comment, like, and also very important, turn off the notification button whenever I upload a new video, so you will come here and see it. So I love you, God bless you, and see you next time.